What's up everybody, let's get into it. Today we'll be doing a makeup tutorial. I got this Marcel water from CVS. So this is going to remove any dirt, any oil, any sweat, any of that stuff, okay? Also got these little towelettes. So let's clean up this. Removing any dirt, any oils, oh my gosh, any sweat. Y'all know it's hot now, so we gotta take all that off. So these will be the two products that we'll be using. This is our facial moisturizer. This is our serum, which I lost the cap to that, so just ignore that, all right? Ignore that. And this is our SNAIL MUCIN. We're gonna use this first. A little bit of this goes a long way. You don't need a lot of SNAIL MUCIN. I'm just gonna glide this on my skin. Wow, you guys can see how hydrating that is for my skin. So we just applied our serum and now we're about to apply our facial moisturizer. A little bit of this goes a long way. I'm gonna apply some here, here, here on my forehead. Now, yeah, we're just going to rub that all across. That is our base. That is our skin prep. You guys see, very moisturizing, very hydrating. Love that a lot. We have to let this dry down for about 2 minutes. That is your magic number, is 2. I love NARS foundation. Do we see the skin? Get into it. You just take a few pumps of your foundation. Okay? And you're gonna take a foundation brush. And I'm gonna show you guys what a foundation brush looks like, because the brushes that you use play a significant role in how your makeup turns out. Okay? This is a foundation brush. Okay? So I've already put my foundation on the back of my hand. Now I'm gonna take my brush and I'm just gonna dab that foundation in there. And I'm gonna just pat it on my face, because I want my foundation to match my neck. Right now my face is dark, so I want it to match my neck. Y'all see that? You see, it's matching my neck now. My face is a little darker. I'll be outside, honey. And you're patting it, okay? You're patting that on top of your base. This helps not to move the base we just created with our moisturizer and our serum. Now, here's another tip. So you're gonna take your setting spray once your foundation is fully on your face. Don't worry about this area because we're putting concealer here, okay? You don't want it to come out cakey, putting too much product on top of product. Got a good spread of foundation now, so let's get ready to spray our face. This is gonna make sure your foundation stays. Remember guys, everything is in layers, okay? So, let this dry down. Now, what are we doing next? Our contour. We're not gonna do our concealer right now. I know some people like to do their concealer and then their contour, but the way that I like to do it is my contour first and then my concealer. Sometimes I'll switch it up, but for the most part, I've been enjoying doing my contour first. So we're using the Fenty Beauty in the shade Espresso. When it comes to your contour, you want to make sure that you're using a flat contour brush from Real Technique. You guys see? It's flat and dense and it's going to give us that sculpted look that we're looking for. So what you're going to do is bring your lips like this. And you're going to dab your contour along that line. So right here on this bone. I think it's called the zygomagus bone or something like that. So let's get into it. Stop right about here. You don't need to go no further than that. Okay? Now, we're gonna place our contour here on our jawline. So I'm gonna dab, if I got some contour left over, dab some right along here, okay? Now let's do the other side. Now, for our forehead, you could do a little, add a little bit more. So, we see our contour here. Now, if I had a bigger forehead, which I do, you know I got a wig on. If I had a bigger forehead, I could bring that contour up even more, but I like where this is at. Now, I'm gonna show you guys how to blend in a second, but let's get into our concealer because we want our concealer to start drying down. I'm gonna use Born This Way in the shade Mocha. I'm about out. I bought some more and now I'm still out. That's how much I use this. I love these products. So, where are you gonna place your concealer and what's the point of concealer? If you guys can see where the natural light is hitting my face, that's why we use concealer. Because when you put a flashlight or actual light on my face, you can see that I have natural highlight already. So we're just bringing that out. We're just naturally enhancing what's already there, okay? It's a science to this, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna place my concealer here under my eyes. I'm gonna place it here on this other side. Where else is it hitting? I see some right here. I'm gonna place that here. All right, and then my forehead, you guys can see that little triangle area where that light is hitting. I could even take it higher up here if I wanted to because there's light hitting there. But let's just follow our natural light where the actual light is hitting. So we'll do a little triangle where that natural light is hitting our face. Okay. Really, I see some light hitting here, but I like to put some right here too, because you guys can see some light hitting there. All right, looks good. Again, we're gonna spray layers, guys. We like to do layers. So we're gonna do another set of misting spray. What is this actually? It's a barrier spray. Use anything but a matte spray to reset your makeup and to set your makeup in place when you're doing layers. All right, now let's get back into blending out our contour. When it comes to our cheeks, we're gonna blend, push upwards, okay? And you're gonna lightly tap because we don't wanna move product around. Lightly tap, okay? And we're pushing upwards. Don't blend it downwards. Don't go nowhere else. Just tapping it and pushing up. Tapping and pushing up. Now let's go here. And we're going to blend downward. Blend downward. Because we want that jawline to look snatched, honey. Okay? Okay, you see how it brought out that jawline? It's a science to this, y'all. I don't know the science, but it's a science to it. So, looking really snatched. Let's go back and blend this on out. Notice how I don't have to add a lot of contour. If you want to, listen, makeup is an art. If you want to add a lot of contour, if you want to do a dark contour, you can do that because this is an art. Me, I'm just going to lunch. I just want to look cute. I want to do my little red lippy. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it nice and soft and yeah. So I'm going to brush upward. So when we blend out our forehead, we're gonna push upwards, okay? This is gonna make your forehead smaller. So upwards, downwards, upwards, downwards when it comes to our contour. Blend this down. Now, let's get into our concealer and let's blend that out because it has been sitting for a while, so let's take care of that. I will be using 2 concealers today. So the first one that we used was from Born This Way in the shade Mocha. And then we're gonna go in with our Tarte concealer in the shade Deep Tan Deep Sand. We'll be using these 2, guys. Now, let's go ahead and blend this out. So I like to start with my chin first because I do want to be able to just let everything else dry down, which I feel like it's been more than enough time, but hey, still, you never know, right? Again, we want things to look natural. If I wanted to go brighter, I could go brighter, but I want things to just be like, you know, a full face, but I don't want to be doing nothing too extra today, okay? Now, when it comes to my eyes, okay, my under eye, you need to be looking up at all times when you're blending out, because you want to get into those creases. You want to get all up in there, making sure that there are no creases. Also, when you are blending, stay in your area. Don't go nowhere else. Don't go nowhere else when you are blending out your concealer, because if that's the case, what was the point of us putting foundation on if we're going to do our whole face with concealer? So when you are blending out your concealer, make sure you stay within your light areas, okay? We're staying within our light area, so when you blend, you just look up and you lightly tap and you stay in your place right here. I'm gonna do this side. I'm gonna stay where I need to stay. I'm not gonna move. I'm not gonna go nowhere else, because I don't want concealer to be all over the place. And I'm gonna keep looking up. You guys see how super moisturizing that is? I love that, man. I love it. Now we're gonna blend up in here. I'm gonna stay where I placed everything, okay? I'm not gonna go too far out. Let's do our nose contour. I like Also Tarte. This is in the shade Rich Sand. So when I'm doing my nose contour, I just take my liquid contour. Oops. Okay. And I do just like so. Now, we're gonna go in with our other concealer. This is what we use, guys. We're gonna go in with our Tarte as well for our concealer. This is in the shade Tan Deep Tan. Go down the middle of your nose. Okay? This is our second concealer. We want a bright under eye. Go right up under here. Okay, I want my nose to be snatched, so I'm just taking that concealer and I'm just putting it in places where I want it to look, you know, have the illusion that I got a snatched nose. So I'm just taking that concealer, bringing it on down, honey. Okay, perfect. If you wanted to, this would be the time where you could add some liquid blush or cream blush. So that's what we're working with. That's what we're working with.
Don't pick up the phone.